You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's First at 5.
Now at 5, behind bars, 2 men are facing charges in connection to last night's fatal shooting on Eby Avenue in Fort Wayne. Good evening. A man is dead, and police say at least 2 men are responsible for his killing. We first told you about it last night on Nightcast.
It happened around 10:15 in the 2100 block of Eby Avenue, just southwest of downtown. And to date, police found 2 men who they believe were part of that shooting. News Channel 15's Megan Royst has been following the story and joins us live from where it all happened.
Mark and Heather, a very different scene here tonight on Eby Avenue. Last night it looked as if it was a war zone. Police say more than 45 shots were fired at 26-year-old John Holman, who died at Lutheran Hospital. These are the men police believe are responsible for killing Holman last night. 24-year-old Charles Benson and 25-year-old Marcus Lindsay. News Channel 15 overnight reporter Rod Hissong got a hold of this surveillance video that shows last night's fatal shooting unfold. In it, you see several vehicles driving on Eby Avenue, a car, van, and a large SUV. Suddenly, the large SUV comes to a stop. Someone jumps out of the right side of that vehicle and begins shooting at the van. You can also hear other shots being fired too. In an exclusive interview, the Deputy Chief of Investigations tells News Channel 15 this video was part of their investigation.
You've seen the video that was from some homes that had surveillance video. It was late at night, it was dark outside. You can clearly see at least one person, and as you mentioned, it does sound as if there were more people involved. There were definitely people driving cars that were involved as well. How many people were in the cars and those kinds of things, we don't know.
Overnight, tips came pouring in, pointing police directly to Benson and Lindsay.
Resulted in us having an investigation over on Maumee with a search warrant where we detained some people.
Now, as mentioned, police served a warrant at a home on Maumee Avenue near Indiana Tech. News Channel 15's Gina Galeros was there all morning and saw everything unfold. That's where we find her tonight with more on that. Gina?
That's right, Megan. I'm in the 1400 block of Maumee Avenue where police were serving what they were calling a high-profile warrant at this house. The warrant was for those suspects in the Eby Avenue shooting. Police arrived here around 9 o'clock this morning. An armored vehicle, an unmarked squad car, and several more marked squad cars responded. Maumee Avenue was actually briefly closed. 5 people came out of the house willingly. They were detained for questioning, and as we said, 2 of them have been arrested.
Great police work, and again, great information provided the police department that allows us to do our work to help to bring conclusion to these types of cases.
This house is located adjacent to Indiana Tech, which went on lockdown for the first time in campus history, according to the Vice President of University Relations. Police notified the Director of Facilities and Operations just after 9 o'clock, and the school went on lockdown, notifying students and faculty via email, text, and Twitter. The students I spoke with didn't seem concerned, but the scene outside did cause a distraction. Now, that lockdown lasted about 45 minutes. You'll hear more from police and Indiana Tech coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, we're live in Fort Wayne. Gina Galeros, News Channel 15. If you were shaken by that video, you can only imagine how people feel in that neighborhood where the shooting happened.
Some of the people who live there saw the entire tragedy unfold before their eyes. News Channel 15's Lamar Holliday continues our coverage tonight. He joins us live from the neighborhood with more on how everyone's doing. Lamar?
Mark and Heather, they can't put into words exactly how they feel about last night's shooting. Now, I did talk to a neighbor earlier this morning, and she says she hasn't been able to sleep after seeing a man lose his life. Eby Avenue may look quiet, but there's a lot to talk about here. Last night's shooting has shaken this neighborhood to its core.
Is that your first time ever seeing something like that?
First time ever.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified or shown for safety reasons, was visibly shaken throughout this interview. That's because she saw everything unfold last night. She watched the suspect jump out of the SUV and open fire on the victim. After the shootout, she witnessed the victim taking his final breaths.
He gasped for air a couple of times, and then I didn't hear him breathe again.
The day after it all, these visible reminders, bullet holes inside homes, on this car, and shattered glass on the street from the victim's vehicle still have neighbors shaken.
We're confused, really, and still in shock and in awe. We can't believe it happened. You know, I mean, nobody deserves to get shot 49 times.
Now, she told me earlier today that she had a chance to talk with her neighbors and found out that many of them will now get surveillance videos to put around their house. Others may get guns to now protect their families. We're live along Eby Avenue tonight. Lamar Holliday, News Channel 15.
That disturbing footage marks Fort Wayne's fourth shooting over the past 6 days.
Police Chief Gary Hamilton says he has never seen a video that shows this type of criminal activity. News Channel 15's Adam Widener spoke exclusively with the police chief, and Adam joins us now live from the newsroom with more on that crime.
Well, police leaders tell me of the past 4 shootings, 3 are gang-related and are connected to some form of retaliation. And after last night, Chief Hamilton says he now plans to beef up patrols that will follow people of interest in the community. Now, we took the surveillance footage to Hamilton and other police leaders this morning. Detectives have been looking at their own copy of the same footage and say it's clear this was a vicious and premeditated attack. With last year's record-breaking homicide count, we've heard a lot about shootings, but Chief Hamilton says actually seeing one puts into perspective how real and dangerous some local criminals are.
You can actually see that we have individuals who have no care for human life, and to with a cold act of violence like this is quite disturbing. We're not going to have that in this community.
Hamilton is meeting with U.S. Marshals on Thursday. He hopes they will help pay for the increase in patrols. Leaders say home surveillance cameras like the one that captured this video are understandably a big help to their investigations. Live in the newsroom, Adam Widener, News Channel 15.
All right, shifting gears now, it's time to take a first look at weather.
Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Ferreri is here, and we might have some rough stuff to talk about tomorrow, huh?
Yes, that's right. We're still tracking the potential for severe storms later on tomorrow. This evening, yes, there's rain around. Some of you have seen it. It's not very threatening. It's basically just a scattered rain shower or two. Much of the area is dry right now. You look at our live Doppler 15 Fury storm tracker, and you see the rain pretty much from Allen County on to the north. Let's zoom in and let you see where it is right now. We have rain falling from Butler down to St. Joe, then to the east of Leo Cedarville. This is all tracking to the east, and as the evening goes on here, we'll have a few additional raindrops. But again, no severe storm chances here, and really lightning and thunder chances are pretty low with the rain we see here tonight. 75 is our temperature. Our winds are calm, and we'll have a light wind as the night goes on here. 64 in Columbia City, 77 in Paulding, but 80 in Portland. All a function of where the clouds and the rain are located and where they are not. Down in Portland, they've seen some sunshine, and they've been able to warm on up. For us here this evening, mid-70s at 6 o'clock. We'll see temperatures continue to fall overnight. Some of those numbers do not update there, but by morning we'll be down the low 60s. Then tomorrow, the rain and storm chance, it's high. We'll talk about it in the 7-day in a few minutes.
Nicholas, thanks. The Auburn Police Department needs your help solving an arson case. Back on June 1st, police responded to the 100 block of Center Street on a report of a possible arson. Investigators say some sort of accelerant had burned the siding on the garage. If you know anything about this arson that could be helpful, please contact the Auburn Police Department. Police are offering a reward for info that leads to the arrest and indictment of the people responsible.
Indiana has officially filed an appeal on last week's ruling from the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals that said the ban on same-sex marriage was unconstitutional. That case now heads to the U.S. Supreme Court. Indiana is asking the justices to decide whether gay marriage should be legal in all 50 states. Last Thursday, the 7th Circuit Court in Chicago upheld a federal district judge's decision that found Indiana's same-sex marriage violated the Constitution. The Supreme Court begins its term next month, and it runs through June. Coming up next tonight, the fallout over the former Ravens running back Ray Rice continues today, a day after video was released showing him punching his then-fiancée in a casino elevator.
Plus, President Obama met with congressional leaders today on the crisis over the Islamic militants in Iraq and Syria. More on that one first at 5 returns.
Coverage you can count on continues with Heather Herron and Mark Mellinger.
Congressional leaders headed to the White House today to get a preview of President Obama's plan to take on ISIS. Tomorrow, the president will announce exactly what his plans are. He says he has the authority to strike ISIS militants in Iraq and Syria without congressional approval, but he is trying to keep Congress in the loop and wants lawmakers to be on board with his plan. The president will address the nation on this tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
The fallout over the video released yesterday showing football player Ray Rice punching his then-fiancée in an elevator continued today. The Ravens cut Rice, then the NFL suspended him, and now several other organizations involved with Rice are reacting. His alma mater, Rutgers University, is taking down pictures and other memorabilia highlighting the former football star. EA Sports also confirmed it's removing the running back from the video game Madden NFL 15 by Friday.
For the first time in years, Apple is entering into a new market. Today, the company announced a new smartwatch called the Apple Watch. Apple also introduced the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. The iPhone 6 will have a 4.7-inch screen, while the iPhone 6 Plus will have a 5.5-inch screen. Also introduced today, a new system for using the phone to make credit card payments at retail stores, along with a new operating system.
All right, Nicholas, we actually had a little bit of rain move through our area.
Yes, that's right. Needed the umbrellas for a short time. Still this evening they'll be needed. Tomorrow, it's a sure bet the heavy rain's coming. The main question, the severe thunderstorm potential. I'll fill you in on what we know right now in your forecast after the break.
Coverage you can count on continues with Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Ferreri's live Doppler 15 Fury forecast.
Rain moving through portions of the area tonight, but it's just scattered, and don't get confused about the weather story. Yes, severe storms are possible, but they are not possible tonight. It's tomorrow that we're watching for that heavy rain and strong storm activity. Let's look at live Doppler 15 Fury storm tracker right now. Most of the area is dry, but we do have some rain, generally lighter in intensity, showing up. And that's in a pocket from around Butler down to St. Joe, and then just to the west of Antwerp, west of the Indiana-Ohio state line. This activity on a general track to the east, and we'll see a few additional raindrops tonight, but it will remain scattered. It will not become widespread. The clouds stay pretty much in full force as we head into the nighttime, and we await the arrival of that widespread rain tomorrow. With the clouds and the rain at Fort Wayne today, we've only been able to muster highs in the mid-70s. 75 is our temperature now, and it's also the warmest reading of the day. The winds are calm at this hour, and we'll have a generally light breeze as the night goes on here. The temperatures do vary greatly across the region based on whether you receive the rain or are receiving it now, or if you've seen some sunshine here during the afternoon, like down in Portland where the clouds haven't been all that numerous and it's 82 degrees. But it's 64 in Columbia City, 69 in Kendallville, and 77 in Paulding and Van Wert. We'll all be down in the 60s by the time we get tomorrow morning started, and then our warm-up tomorrow will likely also be limited to some extent based on the clouds and the rain that we see, and that's really the big question because any heat we develop tomorrow will be able to fuel some strong storms by the afternoon, but it's not set in stone that that's going to happen. Of course, when you look at our satellite radar map, it's clear that the area we're watching for tomorrow is this area of rain and thunderstorms that's in the plains right now. It heads our way during the day on Wednesday and really will bring its biggest punch during the afternoon and evening hours. On Futurecast for us tonight, still mostly cloudy with a chance at a scattered rain shower or two, even into late night. By tomorrow morning, for the commute, the rain chances not all that high, generally mostly cloudy, and just some scattered rain prior to noon. During the afternoon, the main system moves closer, our rain chances increase, and by the evening commute, a high potential at us seeing rain and thunderstorms, even some severe weather possible here, and then that chance extends all through the evening. After 5 o'clock, watch how the system gradually moves through. Still heavy rain and strong storms at 9 tomorrow night, and this system's going to linger a little bit longer than we thought 24 hours ago. It may not move out until after midnight tomorrow. 1 a.m. tomorrow, early Thursday morning, rain exiting to the southeast. It will take until Thursday morning for us to be completely in the clear, and then after that point, the cooler air rolls in. As far as rain totals go, we still look to pick up about 1 inch in most spots. Pockets of heavier rain, certainly possible. The heavy rain is pretty much a sure bet. It's the severe storm potential that's in question here. Severe storms possible all across the state of Indiana and much of Ohio during the day tomorrow. On Thursday, 68 will be the high temperature. Friday, 65. A chance at rain late Friday night into early Saturday. By daybreak on Saturday, it'll be out of here, and the weekend we'll see high temperatures in the 60s both days.
Low 60s on Saturday.
Yeah,
Boy.
We're going to have some cold mornings, too, with temperatures in the 40s some nights.
All right, thanks, Nicholas.
Still to come here on First at 5, your 2-minute money plan.
Tonight's topic, businesses merging with foreign companies to try to avoid the corporate income tax in the U.S. Greg Reynolds discusses more on that next.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is News Channel 15's First at 5.
This week on the 2-Minute Money Plan, we are talking about a topic that has been in the news a lot lately. We're talking about inversion, just what that word means in corporate America and how it affects you as an investor. Greg Reynolds of Reynolds Wealth Management is our financial expert. He joins us every Tuesday on First at 5. Greg, it's always good to see you. First of all, tell us, what exactly is an inversion? We didn't used to hear this too often. Now we hear it a lot.
Sure. It's all over the news. It's in the newspapers. Inversion is basically a U.S. corporation acquiring or merging with a foreign firm in order to shift income out of the United States in order to enjoy a lower tax rate.
Well, obviously, why is that so attractive to some companies?
Well, the appeal of lower taxes is out there for everyone. You